is a crazy video. Big shout out to my friend Kay who highlighted this to me. So this is Victor Gao, expert club on economic strategy, government. He having this debate with a unhinged maniac from Taipei, a separatist from Taipei, and someone in Tokyo. Let's watch this video. This person, Victor Gao, who absolutely dismantled these two people.
Repercussions. What sort of further repercussions could we see? Are we talking sanctions here?
Allow me to add a point first. The distinguished panelist from Japan mentioned the Japanese unconditional surrender in 1945. He pretends to forget that after Japan unconditionally surrendered in China, there was a civil war. The nationalist government was defeated and fled from mainland China to Taiwan.
Yes.
That's the root cause of the separation of the two sides of the Taiwan Strait. And the unfinished civil war doesn't give any qualification for Taiwan to become a separate, independent, sovereign country. It is part of China. Ask the Japanese government whether China is one China, whether Japan recognizes Taiwan as being part of China. If the panelist from Japan says, no, Japan doesn't recognize that, he is overturning China-Japanese diplomatic relations, because the cornerstone of China-Japanese diplomatic relations is for Japan to acknowledge that there is only one China and Taiwan is part of China.
Okay.
Does he want to contradict the official policy of Japanese government?
Okay.
No, he does not have the courage or the bravery to do that.
Okay, Tomohiko.
Not need to fool
Victor, I'm going to jump in
world.
here because I want to give Tomohiko a chance to respond. Are you?
Bro, do you guys understand how many clips of these where you see I wouldn't even say like pro-China, just people arguing the rational position. Many people in China, because you gotta know China has popular support of people. So people in China be dismantling these unhinged separatists all the times. And these unhinged Japanese imperialists, they dismantle all the time, and they don't show it in the United States. They don't show it in MSNBC. They're going to invite Jordan Chang that had been telling you that China was falling for 25 years now. That same unhinged sellout to his people. The only person you hear from the West, Jordan Chang, that guy who says China is failing for 20 years. And Fox News still invite him on as if this guy hasn't been wrong about everything regarding China for decades now. But I'm going to show you guys another example. There's a reason why the global population is completely not with Taiwan at all, because there's no intellectual, moral, or legal argument to support Taiwan as a state. Because once again, the only reason why China lost Taiwan in the first place is because of Japanese imperialism. So are we going to apologize for Japanese imperialism now? There's no moral basis for that. And then they lost the Civil War, fled to Taiwan, and them losing the Civil War gives them the right to have a whole nation that they stole from the country they lost the Civil War to? Imagine if the Confederates fled to Texas after they lost, and then the international community like, hey man, United States, you gotta acknowledge that Texas is a different country. No, you lost. You don't get a country as a fucking participation trophy when you lose a Civil War. So this is one of the a famed Chinese journalist who I've been seeing a lot of her work recently. I remember I saw her on Fox News a long time ago, where she was dismantling, because I don't know if she does it nowadays, because every once in a while, Lu Xin, she would join Fox News and just dismantle these fucking crazy neocons. And she is so perfectly vicious, so perfectly, she had the perfect edge while also being cordial at the same time. Her messaging is fantastic. And the fact that you have Chinese journalists and reporters and people who just generally share information and educate, They don't share this stuff in the United States. They never cover this stuff in the United States. But I want you guys to know videos like these are seen by around 1 billion people. Like the news organization she works for is viewed all over the world. Like, she's very famous. Like, she has a giant platform. I seen an interview where she was talking about it one time. Like, she's like, bro, you understand that not only do we have 100+ million people who watch us in China, we also have hundreds of millions of people who watch us in Africa, in Europe, in South America, but not in America. Not in America. You know, we're a free press and journalistic integrity. No, not here though. So I'm gonna show you guys the message that is blasted to the global population all the time, which is why 90% oppose Taiwanese independence. They oppose the United States imposing Taiwanese independence on the world. So this is in reaction to the unhinged inaugural speech President Lai, and let's witness this dismantling.
A Mr. Lai, oh, sorry, I meant Mr. Lai, made a speech to wow the world. I watched it and felt maybe his surname really is L-I-E, Lai. There are so many weasel words in his speech, I may need season 2 or 3, but for now, here are just a few examples. First, he repeatedly calls Taiwan a nation. I know for a fact that 183 nations in the world, the great majority of countries in the world, consider it a region of China. So do the United Nations. You know, when kids play house, they can pretend to be what they are not. But if adults do that in real life, reality strikes back.
Bro, you guys see how these people in China, these reporters, the intellectuals in China, they did their homework. Do you think they're dumb like America? You guys see, she's absolutely cooking them. The way she's talking to them like the anti-intellectual children that they are. You guys understand? Outside of the United States, this is how people view Taiwan. It's only these unhinged Jordan Chang, Fox News, MSNBC, More Than Joe segments when they talk about Taiwan as a nation of dignity. Like, as you see, the international community treats Taiwan like the anti-intellectual children they are. And trust me, it gets better. I was like damn near standing up and applauding by the time the end of this video hit. So let's go back a little bit. I'll let more of it play.
First, he repeatedly calls Taiwan a nation. I know for a fact that 183 nations in the world, the great majority of countries in the world, consider it a region of China. So do the United Nations. You know, when kids play house, they can pretend to be what they are not. But if adults do that in real life, reality strikes back. Mr. Lai said more countries around the world support Taiwan's meaningful international participation. Sure, the region was able to participate in the sovereign nation-only World Health Assembly as Chinese Taipei. But since 2017, the World Health Organization, or WHO, has stopped inviting it, even as an observer. Why? The WHO couldn't condone Taiwan's separatist stance. Mr. Lai said there is increasing proof that Taiwan is a Taiwan of the world. Let's ask Nauru, Honduras, Nicaragua, Kiribati, the Solomon Islands, El Salvador. You want more? Okay. Burkina Faso, the Dominican Republic, Panama, and Sao Tome and Principe. Ask what they think about it. These are the 10 countries that ditched Taiwan and established or re-established diplomatic ties with China during the 8 years of DPP's rule.
She's absolutely cooking them. And you guys see how, despite the narrative of the West, Taiwan is becoming more isolated than ever because of their extreme stance. The few holdouts, remember, the global majority was against Taiwan. The few holdouts that was left over the last few years, they was like, nah, we out. This is crazy. we support you motherfuckers in spirit, but you motherfuckers going too far. So let me play back that burn and we continue.
One is a Taiwan of the world. Let's ask Nauru, Honduras, Nicaragua, Kiribati, the Solomon Islands, El Salvador. You want more? Okay. Burkina Faso, the Dominican Republic, Panama, and Sao Tome and Principe. Ask what they think about it. These are the 10 countries that ditched Taiwan and established or re-established diplomatic ties with China during the 8 years of DPP's rule. Mr. Lai, I've got news for you. Your world has been shrinking. Mr. Lai also said Taiwan is the MVP of the democratic world, meaning most valuable player. Very imaginative. He mentioned actually democracy 31 times in the speech. He will win the sympathy of some, but not those in the know. Granted, voters in Taiwan cast their votes every 4 years, but any hopeful winner needs to be anointed by Washington. Hence, before every race, candidates line up for the job interview. Mr. Lai's running mate was also the former go-between between Taipei and Washington. When an external power calls the shots, do voters have a say? Instead of MVP, Taiwan is probably the LVP, the least valuable player of the democratic world. I'm not done yet. There's more coming.
She's cooking.
Mr. Lai said his predecessor, Tsai Ing-wen, laid a solid base for Taiwan's development. Oh, please pull the other one. After 8 years of DPP rule, have living standards improved? The economy grew by 2 to 3% on average, with one exception in 2021. And the Chinese mainland, please remind me, how much was it during the same period? 5.6%, double that of the island. Actually, I talk to young people who are seeking opportunities here on the mainland, and believe me, they came here for a reason. That also explains why Lai's party, the DPP, only got 40% of the votes in the latest leadership contest, a dip of 17 percentage points compared with the previous one. A very solid base indeed. And the DPP lost the majority in the legislature. Is that a sign of satisfaction? Oh, by the way, have you watched that on social media? A fistfight in a new legislature. Do they have M&A in Taiwan?
This is the kind of shit that makes me an instant fan, my friends. Bro, we must bow to the queen. We just must bow. We must bow to the queen. I want to play that part again, bro. She is absolutely cooking them. And she does so she does this on a daily basis. After I saw this video, I was like, bro, I'm gonna look some more shit up from her. And she cooks these people on a daily basis. Fox Business used to invite her on, and she used to cook them all the time. And they stopped inviting her on. They're like, all right, this shit's not working, bro. Let's play that again, bro. That part had me in stitches. Let's continue.
That also explains why Lai's party, the DPP, only got 40% of the votes in the latest leadership contest, a dip of 17 percentage points compared with the previous one. A very solid base indeed. And the DPP lost the majority in the legislature. Is that a sign of satisfaction? Oh, by the way, have you watched that on social media? A fistfight in a new legislature. Do they have M&A in Taiwan? Seems that the most valuable player of the democratic world, in Mr. Lai's words, got a black eye.
Damn.
My biggest problem with Mr. Lai's speech is that he wants people to believe that the United States is a guarantor of peace for the island. To me, and I believe for a lot of people around the world, peace and reliability is an oxymoron when it comes to the United States. And the US has no qualms to say publicly its true intentions.
Taiwan is located at a critical node within the First Island chain, anchoring a network of U.S. allies and partners. That is critical to the region's security and critical to the defense of vital U.S. interests in the Indo-Pacific.
Bro, you guys see how United States politicians and people in the leadership class say crazy, unhinged shit about China and Taiwan, and people in white America like, yeah, hell yeah, fuck China, fuck Taiwan. Meanwhile, in China, they show these quotes to the world and they're horrified. This is them exposing how the United States don't give a fuck about Taiwan. This is about the United States interest. This is about them controlling the chip industry. They're controlling the Indo-Pacific, and they're not even a conspiracy theory. They just outright say it. They just outright say it. So then people in China would turn these quotes to the Taiwanese separatists, and they're like, "Hey, man, can you explain this? Can you explain how you selling out your people to the United States and the West when they openly saying it's about the United States' interests and not the betterment of the Taiwanese people? And this is how they get destroyed in the global exchange of ideas." You guys see how she is cooking Taiwan. Who do you guys think is a more effective intellectual orbiter of information? This lady or Laura Ingraham? Or Judge Janine Pirro? Or Jesse Waters? Because I've seen plenty of their anti-China statement. Let me put respect on her name. I don't want to mispronounce it. That's Lou. So you guys know it's Lou Lin. Oh fuck. I don't want. I'll put it in the Google. Lou Lin, so you guys can look her up if you're interested. This is her. I want to put respect on her name. I didn't want to mispronounce her name. That's why I was avoiding saying it. This is her right here. Absolutely obliterate. So here's my question. Who do you guys think will win in a battle of ideas? This person who is destroying right now, or the sophisticated arguments you hear from Western neocons? Her versus Laura Ingraham. Who you got? Laura Ingraham wouldn't last 30 seconds in a debate with her. I'll let it finish now, and we will wrap up.
Mr. Lai's speech is that he wants people to believe that the United States is a guarantor of peace for the island. To me, and I believe for a lot of people around the world, peace and reliability is an oxymoron when it comes to the United States. And the US has no qualms to say publicly its true intentions.
Taiwan is located at a critical node within the first island chain, anchoring a network of U.S. allies and partners. That is critical to the region's security and critical to the defense of vital U.S. interests in the Indo-Pacific.
And it's the people of Taiwan who are footing the bill. Talking about the bill, how about Taiwan's budget for economic development for this year? Down 9%. But the defense budget is up 10%. Guess where the money will go? I can go on and on about Mr. Lai's theatrics, but let's waste no more time. The true story is very simple. U.S. self-proclaimed strategic interests and Taiwan's self-serving politicians have prevented China's reunification. The last thing China would want is to have a war at its doorstep. But if someone carves it out, guess what China will do? So next time you listen to Mr. Lai's speech, don't get fooled by the weasel words. Read between the lines.
I see what you did there.